Beautiful day, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. I'm your hostess. I go by Melinda, NailFanatic, and I'm back to do the latest episode of the download series. This is your free tarot reading. So if you want a free tarot reading, strap up, sit down, grab what you need to drink, eat, smoke, whatever you need to stay warm and comfy and cozy, because we're going to get into these messages. I have pulled a spread that I created back in July. I call it the Hour of Power because now is your hour of power. And I'll be doing the reading based off of this spread for you. So it doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is or where you are in life. If you've been guided here, there is something in this message for you. So if it resonates, pick it up and run with it. If it doesn't, leave it where you found it, because you're always responsible for the choices that you make in life. So make them responsibly. And what else? Oh, some of you want a personal mini reading at the end of this. There is a donation requirement for that. Minimum $10 US donation. If you want to do that today, these are some of the accounts where you can send those donations. Take a screenshot of this, handle that, or you can also do a super chat. If you don't want a reading with your donation, you can just let me know that it's a donation just for donation purposes. So thank you for all your beautiful presents. And give me 1 second. I need to respond to my daughter. All right. So do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. It's not a favor for me. It's a favor for you. Just breathe deep with me for a moment while we get this Palo Santo and sage burning. They wanted me to use the Palo Santo and sage again. So here we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's been a lot of distractive energies. There's been a lot of confusion. There's been a lot of challenges in 2021, as it should be, because it is a 5-year numerically, and 5 is a number of challenge, confrontations, changes. So you're in a powerful place to create some powerful change for yourself. Let's see what's going on with your Hour of Power reading. And let me put an incense on before we begin as well. We've saged, we've Palo Santo, and we're just going to bless our reading with a little bit of incense as well. So all right, there we go. I want to give a shout out to Tatiana and Eric. So thankful and grateful for your beautiful presence today. We're going to work with the Tarot of Mystical Moments is what I'm being shown. So let's get a full shuffle on this. Continue with the breathing and meditation. Let's see what we have for the beautiful Love, Peace, and Happiness tribe. Connecting the body and the body. Connecting the body, heart, and mind. Connecting the body and the spirit. Connecting the heart, mind, and body. Connecting the heart, mind, and heart. Connecting the heart, mind, and spirit. Connecting the spirit and the body. Connecting the spirit, heart, and mind. And connecting the spirit and the spirit. So thankful and grateful. It was a good shuffle. Didn't find much resistance in the shuffle, so that's good news. I hear you've gotten through some major challenges that were in the way. So there was some miscommunication, some confusion, some challenges in the way. How did this play out in your experience? Either way, it's complete. You've gone through that. So now in your current energy, you have the Two of Wands. A decision must be made. It's time to make a choice. Tell me more about this choice. Okay, from the Muse Tarot. 3 shuffles down, and we'll take it from the palm after that. We do what we do because we absolutely love and adore our brothers and sisters of humanity. And we know the empowerment that we've seen by utilizing this tool for spiritual guidance. And we wanted to be a blessing to you and share that with you. So here we are. Okay, Two of Wands being clarified by the 3 of Materials and the 3 of Emotions. So there's something you want to build up because it makes you happy. So you're making a decision. What you're going to do. I can give it to you, but what you going to do with it? I can give it to you, but what? Okay. What else? The Queen of Voices and the Two of Voices. There's a decision about a stalemate. You're making a decision about a stalemate. You're thinking about a stalemate. You're thinking about what choice you're going to make using wisdom, clarity, discernment. Queen of Voices energy, Queen of Swords energy. This is saying that you, because this is showing up in your energy. So this is not an external person. It's saying you're making a decision, well thought out, taking time, remembering your own standards, boundaries, your own needs, and your own truth. You're seeing beyond what information is being presented to you by the use of vibrational alignment with source, with your intuition. Okay. You're moving towards your happiness so you can build upon that. Okay. What is it that you're heading towards? The 7 of Pentacles. This is long-term success. You want long-term success. You're willing to put in the work and do what is needed for long-term success. Okay. We're looking at an apple tree. Now, I don't know how long it takes for an apple tree to bear its fruit, and not only bear fruit, but bear fruit that's edible, because when the apple tree gives its first few yields, like it's not really, not all that. But I was talking to my daughter the other day. I have some avocado seeds that I've been working on for a long time. She's like, Mom, do you know it takes 20 years for an avocado to come from a seed? I'm like, oh God, I didn't realize it was that long. Well, I guess my grandchildren's children will be able to have all the avocados they want. I better keep it going. So, Norma Jean said it was 3 seasons for her apple tree to yield fruit. Okay, so this is willing to do the work. And this woman is sitting on top of an apple tree. She's got a half of an apple. She's done the work to get the harvest. So this is where you're being brought to do the work, because this brings long-term success. It will yield harvest, but it's going to take the work. I mean, to get that tree there, you had to care for it for a long time. You had to make sure it was watered, nourished, keep it free from all the weeds and destructive pests and whatever it may be. Children that want to climb on it, and oh Lord, you have to do a lot of work to make that apple tree grow to the maturity where it can actually provide fruit. Okay. And very lowly, not for you to hear, I have music playing on my phone today. I have never done this before, but since I channel so much music, and even in my everyday life, when I'm out and about, I'll be in the grocery store or sitting at a lounge or something like that, and I can hear the songs playing. I can see how the songs are relevant for what's happening in the moment. And right now what I'm hearing is I'm Ready from Tevin Campbell. So it's like you're ready for something that you are ready to put the work into. Okay. Also, we have clarifying that 7 of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the 9 of Voices. So interesting. To move forward, look at the light from the belly of this woman shown in the Chariot card and how it's reflecting this other person. It's hitting everything from in their throat chakra and their third eye. Okay. So it's like the Chariot. To move on, there must be conversation to move forward. Okay, about the fears. So somebody here being guided to communicate about the fears that exist. So there are some fears here. And the Chariot is saying moving towards success. There is a desire, the destination is for you to move to success, to overcome the challenges and obstacles. Gather your strength, your will, your stamina, your skill, and get around these obstacles. Like, you have what it takes to make it. You don't have to hit a roadblock in this. It doesn't have to be a crash. What else do we have? The Emperor and the Seven of Emotions. So the Emperor, talking about, and this is your destination. So some of you are headed towards a connection with a Cancer, but there's some fear there. Okay. Others of you are headed towards an Emperor, and there is a wish that you made. And it looks like this Emperor has something to do with it. So for some of you, this Emperor representing expansion and growth. For others of you, this Emperor is representing a person and unconditional love. But there's some fears in this. If this is about you and a person where you made a wish for love and you're willing to work on that, there's still some fears that need to be addressed. Where this is about a person that you're, it doesn't matter what zodiac sign they are. It's the same story. It's like either way this goes, whether your person is a Cancer or an Aries, I see that there is a wish here that is being made. You know it's going to take a lot of work. You know it's going to be a long-term project, a long-term process, a long-term situation that will bring long-term success and harvest. But either way, it's going to cause you to have to dig deep and expand past the boundaries that you have known before. In other words, expand past the limitations of where you've gone before. So if you've only displayed your talent, skills, and abilities this much, you're going to have to push the envelope and go harder, okay? If you've only loved this much, you're going to have to push the envelope and love harder, love more. Actually, we don't like saying love harder. We want to say love more fully, because love should not be hard, okay? Love is not meant to be hard. Okay, it's meant to be your joystick. The song Joystick is playing right now from the Daz Band. It's meant to be your joystick, baby. It's not supposed to be a problem stick. It's not supposed to be a weapon, a stick. Interesting that joystick is playing right now, because it's a stick can be used, as a tool for many different purposes. It can help you move forward. It can be used to warm you. It can be used to dig things up, and it can use to beat the shit out of somebody. So how are you going to use these skills, talents, and abilities that you have? So let's see what we have coming out as a helping hand and the helping step. We have the 10 of Wands. So somebody here feeling overburdened. Overburdened. Okay, with the 10 of Wands, ready to let go of some burden. Okay. Somebody has picked up so much stuff along the way. Bag Lady is not playing on the radio, but I do on the radio. Whoa, on the radio. It's not playing on the radio right now. Okay. Why am I saying this? Okay, Bag Lady, because it's not on the radio right now. But is it on the radio? Ooh, I'm hearing, are you continuing to listen to the same old song about the bag lady, about all the garbage it comes in? Is this a repetitive, ongoing thing that you're hearing and experiencing by keeping different friends or family members or just overbearing situations? Are you tolerating experiences that are weighing you down in your personal life? There's that one friend, and every time they come around, there's nothing but drama and stress. And every time they come, they just dump. Why are you continuing to allow that? Something here needs to come to an end. Is this about a relationship that every time it comes to you is full of burden and stress and strife? Do you think that that's love? It's not. In case you didn't know, it's not. Let me go get that deck, because you're not going to freaking leave me alone until I get that deck. Hold on. Let me get that deck, because I got a deck here, and this card has been coming to my consciousness all morning. While I was showering, this card came through to me. And while I was preparing, the card came through to me. And now it's coming through to me again. So let me get this card out. One moment. So that I can show it to you and quote it to you correctly. Because this message really wants to come through. And it talks about, here we go. Harmony is pure love, for love is complete agreement. Love is complete agreement. Harmony is pure love. For love is complete agreement. That's what love is, at least by this author's definition. But that card has been coming to my consciousness all morning. So why is this 10 of Wands here? We have the Lover's card and the Muse of Emotions. Somebody has mastered their emotions. Once the Muse of Emotions comes in, like, you know how to stay grounded, although all these emotions are swirling about. So there's all these emotional circumstances happening, you know. There's so many emotions you can dive into, but you're staying grounded. You see the emotions happening in yourself, in others, in your experience. You don't allow yourself to be swayed by others' emotions. You realize that those emotions belong to that person. They do not equal your emotions, and you have learned not to bring them into you. And this is a decision. The Lovers here, for someone, there's a third-party situation here. Somebody has to make a choice. You could choose this one or you could choose that one. But if you try to choose both of them, somehow there's going to end up in an explosion. Somebody here needs to understand that. You can't choose everything and everyone. Now, third-party situation, does that mean somebody's having an extra marital affair or somebody's cheating on you? No, it doesn't really mean that. This could be just friends in the fucking way, because they always need your time. Oh, can you help me? Somebody always on your line talking about, I had a problem. I just need somebody to talk to. That shit, that stress. And let me tell you, for most of us, including me and you, right? For most of us, this energy, you say, well, why is it so bad? Isn't it nice to give somebody a listening ear? Well, hold on, honey. That is what the world has programmed you to believe. But the fact of the matter is, it's lowering your vibration, which is removing you from your own wish fulfillment. And you made a wish. You said, oh, God, I know what I want. Let's manifest this. And Spirit says, okay, well, we're going to need you to stay in the energy of love, unconditional love. And then these different ones come into your experience. Friends, family members, just associates, co-workers. Who are they? They're people that hang out at the spot you hang out at. Who are they? But they come up and they bring in all this bullshit to your story. They're filling your head with, oh, well, this horrible thing happened and that horrible thing happened. And it's like, hold on a second. There you go, picking up the burdens of other people. Well, the only way you can sustain in it is when you have the emotional mastery to not become afflicted or affected emotionally by it, so you can stay in your high vibration. So somebody here making a decision to choose their higher vibration rather than entertaining a situation, because harmony is pure love. For love is complete agreement. Somebody here is realizing, like, I'm not in agreement with those energies. This person calls me every day and all I want to talk about is some bullshit that happened that has nothing to do with me. And when I'm done talking to them, I feel fucking drained. I'm pissed off about something that has nothing to do with me. How's that? What a way to forfeit. I mean, because the thing is, before they call or before you entertain this energy, you're in a higher vibration. Like, you're a happy-go-lucky person. Usually everything is going pretty great in your world. You walk around there like, damn, that's crazy. You're like, no, this is every day in my world. Magic happens for me. I'm happy. You know, I maintain and sustain this energy. But these other people coming around, and thank you for reminding me, Norma Jean, it is just like my dream. We played that experience for you on the videos yesterday and the day before about being distracted by other people crashing everywhere. All these people around you are crashing. Understand that we are in the time on earth that all the religions have talked about. That all the religions have talked about. The shifting of energy. The age of Aquarius is here. It's becoming more solidified. It's becoming more real. And what's happening is Christ consciousness is rising, honey. And so the ones who are fighting it are spinning out of fucking control because their soul is saying, come here. It's time for Christ consciousness. It's time for you to love and be love and live in the energy of love, peace, and happiness. And they're fighting that shit. And it's like back in the olden days, back in Europe during the Dark Ages, where they used to draw and quarter people for their crimes, especially religious crimes of belief. They will pull these people. They would tie one arm to one horse, the other to another, and each leg to another horse, send all four horses running in separate directions and rip that person into pieces. And that's what happens when you deny the love, peace, and happiness that is growing in your spirit, because it's the energy on earth. And anybody who does not want to match that energy is seeing chaos in their life consistently right now. And they're probably clicked off of my reading right now, and that's not my problem. But I'm still going to bring this awareness. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Because in order to live and embrace this energy, you're going to have to face anywhere where you're holding resistance to it, where you are working against love, peace, and happiness in your own beliefs, by your own thought process, by your own responses to what is in front of you. Are you responding in love, peace, and happiness? Are you learning how to cover shit over in love? Or are you automatically looking for, you're doing this to hurt me. You hurt my feelings. I'm so fucking offended. I can't stand being around you because all you want to do is hurt me. You're so abusive. What are you looking at? Are you looking at love? Or are you looking at abuse? Is that person really coming from the energy of abuse? And if they are, why do you keep coming around them? It's that fucking simple. If somebody's that abusive to you, that detrimental to your well-being, get the fuck away from them, because they're clearly running from the calling of their soul to raise their consciousness. See, Gaia has raised its consciousness. Gaia's vibration has shifted. It's vibrating higher than ever before. To stay on planet Earth, you're going to have to match that vibration. Otherwise, you will vibrate your ass right off of it. It's hitting a self-destruct button. What else do we have about this 10 of Wands? The 7 of Inspiration and the 10 of Voices. Look, that 7 of Inspiration is opening up new possibilities. These are the two options on the table. Either open up that consciousness, look at that, from the darkness, pushing away the darkness, allowing the light to shine through, naked in vulnerability with your truth. Some people are so afraid to be vulnerable that when you beg them to be vulnerable with you and you come completely naked to the table, you still find yourself sitting there alone. The only one who's daring enough to give yourself the vulnerability to just be completely naked with somebody. This is how I feel. This is where I hurt. This is why I do what I do. This is who I am. And you can open up that consciousness, or you can stay in that 10 of Swords. I'm betrayed. I'm so hurt. Everything hurts. What choice will you make? It is time to bring an end to this old energy of constantly casting blame outwardly and gain that what? Emotional mastery. You're not an emotional master if everything everybody does changes how you're feeling. If you know how to walk away from a situation because you're saying, oh, this is not matching my vibration, let me get the fuck up out of here and go. Guess what? That's a step in emotional mastery. Will we ever fully get it all the way down? I don't know. All I know is this is something we've got to grow. And so in my personal journey, I feel like I'm compelled to tell you, like Spirit really wants me to let you know that I'm a natural rager. So it still comes out in my voice. Look at my show. Have you been watching my show? Because when I'm passionate about what I'm talking about, my voice goes up, my energy goes up, and bam, it looks like I'm yelling at you. But what it used to be was I would get angry so easily, affected, because I was like the muse of emotions in reverse. I had no emotional mastery. And I would lash out and say the most hurtful thing I can think of to say and break shit and possibly put my hands on somebody. And I'm not that way anymore. But that passionate person still exists. It's still the core of who I am. And I can choose to make that decision to open up that Christ consciousness, to allow room for growth and expansion and love and peace and happiness. Or I could shut this shit down and stay in the old mentality of, well, I'm pissed off. You hurt my feelings. I'm violated, blah, blah, blah. Victimization fucking mentality. Are you a victim or are you a victor? Which one are you? We ain't got room for no punk ass bitches around here. Not in the love, peace, and happiness tribe. Because let me tell you something. Being part of the love, peace, and happiness tribe takes courage. You got to be brave. You got to step up and go where no man, no woman has gone before. You are the light bearer. There's all these people out here whose lights are not turned on. But yours is. What light? The light of Christ consciousness. That's what light. The light of Christ consciousness is turned on in you. And by your physical presence around these other ones and your giving it to them, whether they recognize it as that or not, because this is reminding me, you can, anyway, hold on, pause. You can turn their light on. And this is all reminding me of an experience I had where somebody accused me of all types of ugly shit. This person used to sit around like I couldn't hear her. We used to hang out at the same bar, and I could hear her every time, calling me out my name, calling me all types of ugly ass shit that clearly I am not. Racial fucking shit, a bunch of shit. And I told her every time I didn't come up and fuck you up for the words out of your mouth, that was love. And that was in response to, you never show me love. I said, listen, everybody in this bar loves me and I show love. Well, you never show me love. Yeah, I did. Every time I didn't fuck you up for all that hateful shit coming out of your mouth, I showed you love. Does that mean that you got to be somebody's punk ass bitch because you in this emotional mastery? No, it doesn't. But what it does mean is you won't allow yourself to come out of character. I had one person who asked me this because this wasn't just a one-time experience. This is a repetitive experience. And this one person said, I'm sorry if you heard any of that. It has nothing to do with me. I don't feel the way she feels. I said, I heard every fucking thing she said. And trust and believe, I know you don't agree with her. Well, if I was you, I'd have walked up and punched her in the nose. I said, but that's what she would like me to do. She would like me to get angry, and she would like me to act like the ass I used to be and like the ass she currently is. Why? Because they want to distract you. Lower your vibration. Do they know this consciously? No, they fucking don't. They don't know that with them coming to you with this drama every fucking day, that they're lowering your vibration, which is removing you from the fulfillment of all the wishes, prayers, the dreams that you have for yourself, is removing you from your power. It's because your power doesn't vibrate in that energy. They don't know. This is why Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Unconditional love. Cover it over and move the fuck on. If they can't love you and appreciate you and be at peace and happiness with you, remove them from your experience, cover it over with love. And why try to explain calculus to kindergartners? They're not going to get it. If they got it, they would have got it. Okay. What is the distraction? The Five of Swords. You hurt me. I'm so hurt. Five of Swords. An argument. Somebody wants to fucking argue with you. They want to go back and forth, never reaching a point. This is the dog chasing its tail. This is what we're talking about. See, we're talking about this rose over here. Why are you talking about all this old shit? Each one of these cracks on this today coming through as a different experience from the past that has nothing to do with right now. And again, the quote that came through that I channeled through and made the posting about, if you keep worrying too much about my past, you might find yourself a part of it real soon here. That's what somebody needs to understand in a relationship. Somebody here is distracted by a fight, by an argument. And look, somebody here ain't got no heart in there anyway. You can see right through the shell. I'm hearing it's a golem. Do you know what a golem is? A golem is a clay figure that's created and it's given life force energy, but it's not a real life. It's like it's like a little demon-filled, lifeless, energetic. It's just like it moves, it walks, it talks. It's destructive. There is no heart there. This is the distraction. The fight is the distraction. Do we have to fight? So I say something that you don't like. Can you say, yeah, she said that, but you know what? I know she's really a nice person and she didn't really mean it that way. Can you do that for somebody else? Maybe I took that the wrong way. Maybe I need to ask her what she really meant. Maybe I need to understand this assertion that somebody is making against me. Can you cover it over in love? Or are you going to sit up here and chase your tail and bring up some more old shit, bring up some other shit that's not even here? Because see, this dude is not even here in this picture. He's not even here. The only one that's really there is this woman. And she's got passion in her. There's a rose, the rose symbolizing passion. She's seeing through the divine mind. It's covering her eye, and the rose is a finger of God. God has touched her vision. She could see things clearly. And somebody here needs to remove themselves from this. Now, this Five of Swords can also represent toxic behavioral patterns. toxic behavioral patterns. It also represents self-sabotage. Are you the one that's constantly looking for a fight? Every time somebody says something to you, you think that they out to attack you. You taking offense. You ain't in your emotional mastery if that's you. Let's clarify this Five of Swords in the distraction. We have the Page of Materials and the Five of Emotions. Interesting. These are two very contrasting energies because the Page of Materials, look at her. From her mind, she knows she's creating things. The Five of Emotions, there's another fucking distraction. Somebody's so sad. They're so sad and they're so distraught. That's a fucking emotional distraction. As long as she keeps her eyes on that prize, that beautiful rose, she will get what she is passionate about. Or she can jump into misery with this other person. What are you going to choose? What have you chosen already? And how can you correct course if that's what's necessary for you at this time? Further clarifying the Five of Swords, we have the Six of Materials and the Tower. So somebody here is gonna, interesting. As you express emotional mastery, you walk away and you leave somebody sitting in their energy. Their own energy is being reflected back to them. I'm seeing that in the Six of Materials. And it's giving them the ego strike, the Tower. God is showing them a divine epiphany, finally getting the divine awareness by their own energy being reflected back to them with, with ferocity. With ferocity, because you're not engaging. When you withdraw yourself from the situation, you say, I'm not going to sit up here and fight and argue with you. I'm not going to, every day is something new. You say, you're not going to do that. You withdraw yourself from energy, their own energy. They have to sit in it. You're not taking it and transmuting it for them so much anymore, actually at all anymore when you remove yourself. And the thing of it is, that's what you do in their presence. That's why they get tired. That's why they want to rest. That's why they feel so peaceful and they sleep better when they're next to you than they ever have in their whole life or some shit like that. Because I can't tell you who has not told me that, because they've all said that to me. And you know why? Because I naturally, by my higher vibration, transmute energy. That's what they're being drawn to learn to do at this time. But the ego is fucking big. And it's bringing back repercussions on somebody. This is a distraction. Do you want to deal with this? Do you want this distraction? How will you handle this distraction? What's the guidance for you in this? We have the Knight of Swords. Confront any negative behaviors directly. Do not dilly-dally. Do not fucking wait till tomorrow or next week. Listen, you got some negativity going on. Somebody got you fucking twisted like a motherfucking tornado. Set that shit straight. Or get the fuck out now. Because see, this feather, this is your ancestor energy. These are your loved ones. These are your angels guiding you. Where? Forward. Forward momentum only. We said that. Anywhere where there's clouds of confusion, her artist brush allows her to push past it. So some of you are going to be engaging yourself in some sort of form of creative arts. This is going to help you to find clarity. When you're doing those creative arts, your mind is engaged in the art that you're creating, removing it from being so distracted with external things. And guess what? That leaves a crack for spirit to come through and divine epiphanies to come through. Somebody here going to be engaging in creative pursuit and receiving epiphanies, clarities, downloads in the process of doing this art. So let's see, clarifying the Knight of Swords as guidance. We have the Seven of Materials and the Muse of Materials. I love this combo. Seven of Materials was the same energy that was the destination. This is where you're going. So the guidance is head in the destination that Spirit has shown you. Continue to do the work on yourself, because with the Muse of Materials, you're building something solid. This is tangible. You're building a bridge that you can cross to get to the other side of where you wanted to be. You're building the bridge. It's going to take you to that point where you're in Christ consciousness and you open up so much more light in your life. This is important. When I was interviewed in the hot seat by Abraham Hicks on her birthday in 2016, I believe it was, on her birthday. I just happened to go to that one session. And I couldn't think of what to talk about, but Spirit said, we'll let you know when you get up there. And when I sat up in the hot seat, the only thing I could think to talk about was synchronicity. And Abraham Hicks says, it doesn't matter what you choose to get to that higher feeling vibration. All that matters is that you get there and sustain it for as long as you can, because this is where you're creating in that higher vibration. When you're sitting in a lower vibration, it's not that you're creating in a lower vibration. but it's that you removed yourself from that which is the higher vibration. So you cannot access it. All you can access is lower vibration. What else do we have for this Knight of Swords? Ace of Emotions and the Hierophant. Self-love, honey. Ace of Cups. Did I say Ace of Swords? Ace of Emotions. That's right. Okay, so that's Ace of Cups energy, Ace of Emotions. Look at this lady. She's sitting there with all this natural life around her. She sits in her emotions. She's fulfilled. She knows how to raise her head, raise her consciousness. There's a seed of life energy drawn behind her that I had never really noticed before. Seed of life energy. This is a creative energy. Self-love is the most valuable creative energy that you can sustain. The Hierophant, spiritual authority, the highest authority. Honey, you become that. You see how naked that woman is? She is completely naked. She has a head covering, and that's showing her submissiveness to the divine. She is completely connected to the divine. She's unconcerned about the material world. She is completely connected to the divine. She is gorgeous in appearance. She is gorgeous in energy, and she is completely divine. Complete divine connection. Spirit says you have all the tools, the life lessons, the spiritual authority to move forward in this. And look at, there's this other entity over here, completely cloaked over. I hear you are larger than life to someone in your experience. You're larger than life. And you got to understand that as you access these deeper levels of consciousness, you raise that vibration and you sustain it and you stand in your power. Oh, honey, you will look larger than life to all of them in your experience. They will not understand the way you communicate. They will not understand when they say, I miss you, you don't say it back. Because you ain't missing nothing. You have them right there in your presence. Why? What are you missing? You are complete. You know you are complete. That's a lower vibration, archaic way of thinking. This is you're missing anything. When you're in the divine mind, you know you have everything that you need because spirit will always give you everything that you need. And you embrace that energy and you speak that into existence and you see where it's true today. And then you know that by doing that tomorrow, you'll see more where it's true. And you just continue to wash and repeat and do that all over again. The bottom of the deck is the two of materials. Okay. This is about finding balance. This is about two who are connected across distances that are trying to come together. This is about two in two different places trying to find balance. Now, here's the thing. One is a higher vibration and the other is a lower vibration, but they are the same. Both those red roses match. They are a match. There is a match here, but one is in a lower vibration, one is a higher vibration. Yet infinity encompasses them both. They are linked. You can feel like whoever this is a strong soul connection to you. Like, why do we feel like I met you before type of thing when you see this one? What was at the bottom of our main deck? We had the Knight of Cups. First off, spiritual guidance, but look at the image. Who's holding the heart? Oh, she is. And she's sitting on a lotus. She has Christ consciousness. She knows that it's up to her to play her heartstrings. You don't let somebody else play your heartstrings like a fiddle. That's why you the muse of emotions. You the king of cups, baby. You the king of cups. You're not letting somebody else dictate how you feel. And guess what? When somebody else finds out they don't have that power over you, they kind of fucking freak out and they get upset about that. Because I remember when I was that person, I was 21 years old and I was married and I was pissed. And the partner I had at the time was sitting there calm, cool, and collected. And I was like, don't you give a fuck? And I tried everything I could to get this person to engage with me because in my mind at that time, that meant love. I know better now. Not only was it not love for myself, it wasn't love for that person, and it wasn't love from that person towards me to engage me in that low vibrational energy. So if you have somebody who will not engage with you in the low vibrational energy, you owe them a fucking thank you. Because this person is doing everything that is in their power to maintain their higher vibration and holding space for you to raise yours to match them. And you know what? All your wish fulfillment comes through in that higher vibration. None of your wishes, if you think about all your wishes, oh, if all my dreams came true, do any of them feel like shit or crap or misery or pain or suffering or betrayal or heartbreak? Because if they don't, then sustaining in those energies means you won't get your wish fulfillment. And if somebody doesn't realize that here and gonna make a change, if they don't do that, they could be finding themselves part of the clutter and confusion that Spirit is guiding you away from. If they choose to raise their vibration and do the work, applying the life lessons, then there is room for full manifestation. There is no solid outcome being shown here. The only outcome that we have is the one for you, where you're going to move through any confusion. You will not allow yourself to be distracted at this time. You will not, because you know too fucking much. You can't pretend like you don't know what you don't know, what you know already. You don't know what you don't know. Still, you're open to learn more. You will constantly be learning more. But you cannot pretend like you don't know what you know. And you know that by standing in that higher vibration, which requires, in order to do this successfully, you have to have knowing what your boundaries are, what your limitations are, what are the things, what are your triggers that take you to a lower vibration. If you haven't been able to master them, then you're working on them. And usually when you're working on those triggers, it requires a walking away from the energy so you could gather your energy back into the higher vibration, and then just promise yourself you'll do better next time. And it's like little by little, you do better. So we want to say this in closing for your free tarot reading today. If somebody has been triggering the fuck out of you and you didn't act the way you used to, or maybe you calmed yourself down faster, or maybe you just didn't engage at all, kudos to you. Give yourself a round of applause, baby. Yes, you did that. They don't have to recognize it. They probably won't. So you need to recognize you, because at the end of the day, in your guidance, it's all about self-love. You can't sit around waiting for somebody else to be like, oh, you know, I know that I said something and you were really pissed off, but I noticed that you kept yourself calm, cool, and collected, and you waited to talk about it until you were more in a better headspace. Thank you. They're not going to fucking do that. They never do. But let yourself go off and flash on them one time because you didn't took too many of these goddamn straws on your back, and that last one made your back crack, and honey, you flash. Oh, that they're going to have a whole lot to say about. But when you don't do that, they don't see it. They don't acknowledge it. You have to. You have to acknowledge your growth and your power. Let's get closing card like we have been from the Mahabharata Oracle, please and thank you. What do we have for the tribe? All right, here we go. Virtue coming out of the deck. We're going to read that. What's at the bottom of the deck? Nectar, that sweet thing. Sweet thing, sweet lady, would you be my sweet lover for a lifetime? I'll be there when you need me. Just come and receive me. That's playing on my phone right now. And when I saw that nectar, it was like, oh, yeah, that's a perfect song. So let's see what we have from 7. 7 is the number of spiritual wholeness. Spiritual wholeness. In other words, they're saying you are spiritually whole. You're not looking for another half. They might be, but you know that you are not. You are spiritually whole. You are a whole person. You ain't a half a person looking for your another half. People, get that fucking thought out of your head. You're a whole person. Do you know what you're programming yourselves to believe when you say, I need my better half, I'm looking for my other half? Baby, you're whole. You were built perfectly. God created you. Universe created you. Your mother and father birthed you with everything you ever need. Virtue, you're spiritually whole and complete as well. It says, oh God, one of these dang names again. Here we go. Yudhishthira. Representing divine calmness, Yudhishthira was the eldest of the Pandava brothers and king of Hastinapur. Endowed with tremendous energy, he was high-minded and virtuous, skilled in chariot racing and spear fighting, and was a polyglot. What the fuck is a polyglot? Okay, hold on. It was his inherent weakness for gambling that set the stage for this grand epic Mahabharata. After losing his kingdom in an unfair game of dice, his family was exiled to the forest for 13 years. Although he reluctantly engaged in the war to regain his kingdom, as an upright, truthful, honest man, he was not convinced that a battle waged against his own cousins was necessary to reclaim what is rightfully his. Throughout the course of the war, he made several attempts to withdraw since his heart was not in it. Although at the beginning of the war, it appeared that he had lost everything, time proved that he was the ultimate winner in the end, being the very last survivor. Given the choice of choosing his own final destination, he was a righteous man, strictly adhering to the principle of dharma, or righteousness. Focused on seeking the good of others, he earned credit for himself. He proved that honor, chivalry, and virtue are the highest forms of purity. This is the card of ultimate truth. It calls for a moral code of the highest order. Be upright in your dealings with others, honest and fair. In doing so, good karma will flourish. Ultimately, dharma, or righteousness, will prevail, and is evidenced in the Mahabharata, where Yudhishthira is the lone survivor. Now, y'all know I gotta look this up. What the fuck is a polyglot? Do you know what a polyglot is? I don't know what a polyglot is, but we're gonna find out right now. One moment, please. Looking it up. Okay, polyglot, knowing or using several languages. Okay. Ooh, I'm a polyglot, a spiritual polyglot. Because we could talk Bible, we could talk science, we could talk energy. Yeah, we could talk consciousness, we could talk universe, we could talk God, we could talk creator. This is being able to talk different languages. Now, one thing that came through while I was reading this, he was endowed with tremendous energy. He had a lot of energy. So do you. Another thing is he was skilled in chariot racing. And where did it come out? We said, you move forward with that chariot, overcoming challenges and obstacles. In other words, like that dream that I recorded and played here for you over the last couple days. Do not be distracted by everyone and their crashes. Otherwise, your ass is headed for a crash too. Stay focused on your own path. You might have to, swerve around some shit, skirt, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do that. But you know how to understand so much. Okay? You know how to understand so much. And because you keep coming to this situation upright, truthful, honest, not wanting to fight against the others in your experience, but always, what are our principles? They talked about adhering to the dharma, right? Or righteousness. We talk about the love and peace and happiness, right? Because we know as long as we're grounded in the foundation of love, peace, and happiness, we can only go right. We can only go right. So it calls for a moral code of the highest order. And that is our moral code. We make sure that what we do is love, peace, and happiness for ourselves and for those in our experience. And if that's not possible, we fucking remove ourselves from the experience, honey. Either you could be in love, peace, and happiness with me, or you get the fuck out my experience, you see? Because I am the creator of my experience, you best believe. That's what we have for you today. Does anybody send donations in today? Let's see. I'm looking to see if anybody sent their donations. If not, I have clients to take care of. Check my phone. It's a busy day for me. So let's see. If you get this reading and it's already over, then you can go ahead and go to the website. You can still get your reading for a minimum of $10 US, but you're going to have to wait till I'm done with my next client. So until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Little baby.